Welcome to a special episode of What's the Point, called Up in Smoke. In this episode, we're going to examine all sides of a new trend among adults and teenagers, the electric cigarette or vaping.
But what is vaping and why is it so popular? What's the point? Correspondent Elijah Harris takes a closer look.
Vaping is a hot new trend that involves inhaling a flavored mist, similar to smoking a cigarette. An atomizer that heats the liquid, sometimes called an e-juice, to its boiling point before the user breathes it in. Vaping has become increasingly popular over the last 8 years. Vaping devices can be found anywhere from corner stores to malls to online shops. Social media is full of videos showing users not only smoking, but performing vape-based tricks.
You can make like big O's and like you could control them. And like you could ghost them, like there's all types of tricks.
This Truman student who wanted to remain confidential tells us it was those very tricks that got him interested.
I found out about vaping in YouTube. Like I saw like people doing tricks with them. They were making like O's and controlling them. They were making like, they called them squids because it looks like a squid, and they make it go through the circle, and it looks cool. And yeah, from that point on, I just liked it. I liked seeing that. I liked doing it. Like,
right now, New York state law says you must be 21 to buy a device. Our interviewee was only 14 at the time, but he took a trip to a nearby vape shop anyway. With no valid ID to show, he got his hands on his first device.
So what you're telling us is the vape store employee sold you your first vape pen, even though he doesn't know your age.
Yeah, he did.
Thousands of teens just like him are finding their own ways to do the same thing.
People, I be seeing them in the bathroom like smoking, not like weed, but like vape. I be seeing them like making big clouds. It hits the thing, what is it? Yeah, the smoke detector, and it doesn't ring.
Our student vapor told us how he got his vape device into the school. One school safety agent saw it in the bag scanner, but never asked him to remove it.
Cause I tricked them. I told them that it was a charger, and they believed me, and I let it in.
He even sounded proud of it.
I played them.
So now it seems the teenage rite of passage, the way to look cool, is no longer old-fashioned cigarettes, it's now the vape. For this special episode of What's the Point, I'm Elijah Harris.
Thanks, Elijah. And the student he interviewed raised an interesting point. The big question mark in all of this is what vapor fanatics, both young and old, are doing to their bodies.
We've known for a long time that cigarettes cause a ton of health issues, but is vaping truly as safe as everyone think it is? Correspondent Kevin Belgrove is here with those answers.
We wanted to know more about what vape pens could do to your body, so we came here to Jacoby Medical Center to find out. We spoke to Dr. Nguyen about the health effects of vaping. People who use vaping as an alternative to smoking real cigarettes might not be getting all of the tar, chemicals, and other dangerous cancer-causing things, but they're still getting one key ingredient: the nicotine.
Nicotine itself can cause cardiovascular disease, problems with your heart, and pulmonary diseases, problems with your lungs. E-cigarettes still deliver this nicotine, and so you'll still be exposed to cardiovascular effects, you'll still be exposed to these pulmonary effects.
While nicotine still has its harmful effects, for adults, vaping might not necessarily be a bad thing because it allows them to wean themselves off of cigarettes by taking in smaller and smaller doses of nicotine.
For adults, smoking e-cigarettes might be their way of cutting down on smoking, and that's a good thing.
Although vaping for adults trying to quit smoking might be a good tool, Dr. Nguyen says that when it comes to teens, it's a whole nother story.
For a child that smokes just e-cigarettes right now, they should know that smoking e-cigarettes now means that they'll have a 4-time higher chance of smoking real conventional cigarettes later on in the future.
The doctor went on to say that vape steam itself does not seem to pose any major health risks.
It's harmless as far as we know right now, but there's not a whole lot of data out there to confirm that quite yet.
Good or bad, vaping is still illegal here in New York for people under 18. Reporting from Jacoby Medical Center, I'm Kevin Belgrove on this special edition of What's the Point? Up in Smoke.
Thanks a lot, Kevin. Kevin mentioned some scary statistics about teens using these vape pens, and that has gotten the attention of federal agencies in the recent weeks as well.
That's right. It is illegal to market nicotine products to kids. So why are some vape companies being forced to pull their products off the shelves? Taylor Roberts investigated that part of our story.
Just like real cigarettes, buying vape devices is illegal for anyone under the age of 18. But the Surgeon General says it's much easier for teens to get their hands on them.
These products come in many shapes and sizes. They sometimes look like regular cigarettes, but as my own kids tell me, they can even look like USB flash drives.
And because they're so small and easy to carry around, a lot of young people are using them, and in many cases, ending up hooked on nicotine.
E-cigarettes are now the most commonly used tobacco product among young people in the United States. Given the rising popularity of e-cigarette products with high levels of nicotine, now is a critical time to reach out to youth and to educate them on the dangers of these products. Simply put, no youth should ever use e-cigarettes.
And that's why the FDA has launched a brand new nationwide campaign to educate kids on the dangers.
A campaign like this directly reaches teens in a way they find informative, compelling, and ultimately influential.
The crackdown even reached the headquarters of the Juul company in California, where investigators seized over 1,000 documents about their marketing campaigns.
We caught at least 14 vape shops in the Bronx. Still, no interview.
The vape shops we have been calling have given us a bunch of no's and you have to be 21. But kids smoke and have vape. How are they getting the vape if they can't even get in the shop? We were going to ask about the flavors targeted towards kids are helping increase sales.
Hello, I'm a student journalist, and I would like to come in to have an interview regarding your vape shop.
How old are you?
I'm 16.
We can't allow you in the vape shop unless you're 21.
Even though we couldn't get our cameras into the vape shop, teens are getting access, and only time will tell if tougher government regulations will slow them down. Reporting from What's the Point, I'm Taylor Roberts.
Well, that's it for our special episode of What's the Point? Up in Smoke. We hope you learned something new. I'm John Rivera.
And I'm Faith Thompson. Thanks for watching us. We'll see you here next time.